Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Monday, June 20th, 2022. Fire potential impacts for the next few days are shown here. That cold front finally swung through the state of Utah yesterday after it had already proceeded through much of Idaho and Nevada. So we don't have too much in the way of critical conditions today, just some cooler temperatures area-wide and lingering isolated showers and thunderstorms mainly across the north. Tuesday is a pretty quiet day with light winds and really no storms or anything. And then on Wednesday we'll see some moisture come up from the south to increase the chances for some isolated mixed wet dry thunderstorms over mainly southern Utah. Yesterday's precipitation and lightning activity is shown here. We had quite a bit of lightning in a band over northeast Utah, and then a little area here along the Utah-Nevada border, and then over a few spots over the north. Some precip was associated with these storms, but not a great amount of precipitation. Recent fire activity is shown here. We had quite a flurry of activity with the strong, warm, gusty winds prefrontal here in Utah, but that activity has died down a bit with cooler temperatures moving in, but just some new initial attack fires out there, nothing too large. Observed precip for the past 7 days is shown here. We can see that we've continued to see wet storms across Idaho and into portions of western Wyoming and even along the fringe here of northern Nevada and northern Utah, but dry elsewhere. ERCs for northwest Utah and southern Nevada are shown here. Those values over northwest Utah had been on a pretty rapid rise heading into the weekend, but have stalled out just a bit with the cold front moving through yesterday. And over southern Nevada here, those values are also between the average line and the historical maximums for the time of year. We'll see these values flatten out just a little bit for a few days and then begin to increase once again as the temperatures increase. Satellite image this morning shows that main trough, the center of the low pressure, swinging through the Great Basin today, northern Utah here. We do see a little band of showers there associated with that, the center of the low there. Again, for today, by later this afternoon, that center of the low will have moved off to the north and the east, just leaving cooler temperatures behind and lighter winds. No high risk on our map today. Closer look at the temperatures is calling for highs in the low 70s across much of the geographic area with slightly warmer temperatures down south. And afternoon wind gusts are much lighter today than we've experienced for the past 3 days. There still are some breezy winds over eastern Idaho and western Wyoming as the low lifts off to the north and east. Tuesday we're not looking for any significant weather on Tuesday, so just gradually warming, drying with light winds. No high risk issued for Tuesday. The air mass does remain quite dry, especially across the south, with minimum relative humidities in the single digits and generally light winds across most of the area. Here we do have some winds starting to pick up in far southeast Utah. This could be associated with some thunderstorms that will start to move into the area. On Tuesday, we really see a bigger push of moisture from the south up into the southern Great Basin. Right now, we have high risk triggers for the Arizona Strip and the higher elevations there of southern Utah. We'll continue to look to monitor just where this moisture is coming in and make sure we have the right areas pinpointed where we think the lightning activity will result in new large fires. Wednesday, closer look at the probability of precipitation. The deeper moisture remains to the south and east, but we'll start to see some of that moving in, especially over southern and southeast Utah and over the higher elevations. Wind speeds might pick up with any of those thunderstorms as they move in on Wednesday. 3-day precip totals are shown here. The precip here over the northern areas, Idaho and northern Utah, is associated with the storm today. And then this precipitation across southeast Utah will come in more in that Wednesday time frame. On Thursday, moisture will continue to rotate into portions of the Great Basin. We do have high risk here in southeast Idaho, southeast Nevada for some of those thunderstorms continuing. And there's also a little low developing here over far western Nevada that will lift through the northern portions of Nevada and through northern Utah, that could kick off an increase in some thunderstorms and showers as well. And then on Friday, the moisture looks to be more limited to the eastern half of the Great Basin with drier conditions across the west. And then on Saturday, we're still kind of in this general ridge pattern over the Great Basin with a little bit of moisture underneath, so we could see isolated thunderstorms pop up over the higher terrain. We'll certainly be watching this moisture each day to pinpoint those areas of most concern. And that pattern continues into Sunday with the ridge in place and with a little bit of moisture squeaking up into the basin underneath. We're not looking for a lot of precipitation or a great volume of storms with this somewhat limited moisture, but we'll keep an eye on it. So the 7-day totals here for precip, again showing some of that monsoonal moisture moving up into Utah, starting in that really Thursday, Friday time period through the weekend. And then a little bit of moisture moving across northern Nevada here with that low on Thursday. And the extended forecast does give us a better look or a better chance at some increased precipitation as we head into the 1st of July, looking at that bullseye of precip over northern Nevada and into southern Utah. So we could see us moving into a more significant pattern of daily thunderstorm activity, at least for Utah, as we head into the 1st of July. And temperatures, of course, will be above normal. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.